What is up, YouTube? And what is up, Twitch? We're back once again.
Yeah, we still here for as long as we can be. Living in Biden's America.
We're spreading it out now, though. We're not just only on YouTube. On my channel, Red is also on Twitch. So, trying to cover our bases in case they do try to black bag us from one or the other. Trying to spread it out.
Welcome, Sharon. Good to see you. We do have to announce our Discord server.
Let me see if I could pull up a link for that. I'll throw it in the chat here.
Trying to build a community, a place for people to hang out when the shows aren't on. You know, share news, share stories, share some memes, get some laughs, as well as maybe connect with other streamers, other podcasters, and possibly build a network so that there's some programming no matter when you need it, when you want it.
Right. Or if you just want to interact with us outside of streaming, or talk about current events, news, politics, culture, all the shit that we're into on this what do you call this show, podcast, whatever you call it. All right, I got a link here. I'll post it.
Really trying to get this Discord up and running, but we know absolutely nothing about it. We're baby stepping our way into it. But all the kids seem to love this Discord these days.
Yeah, it seems to be how everybody does their networking and their community building nowadays. We just got into it. We just started it a couple days ago, and it's interesting, to say the least. So what else is happening? What's new, Red?
I'll put my pool up, getting ready for the summer to eventually fucking arrive.
Yeah, the fucking weather up here is so bipolar, man.
It's like could go for some global warming, that's for damn sure.
Right?
Seems like we're heading into a fucking ice age.
It's crazy. One day it's like 75, the next day it's like 45. And the world keeps on spinning.
We had a fucking frost advisory last night and this morning.
Yeah, that's wild. But it looks like we're gonna get some nice weather coming up. I'll be looking to take advantage of that. Get my motorcycle out.
There you go.
I'll be bringing it over to your place to take advantage of the pool.
For sure. It's open. It's going to be cold as fuck for a while, but she's ready to roll.
Once you get 1,000 followers on Twitch, do a hot tub stream.
Absolutely.
What up, Solo? Wes is in the house. Wes, if you wanna join up, let me know. I'll throw a link up in there. I don't know if you're still having overheating issues.
Looks like one of our acquaintances misses you, Wes. You were one of the lucky 8 that he can't wait for concerts to come back, huh? I didn't make the cut. Poor me. Nobody likes me. I'm too radical and mean. But I haven't wished death on anybody. Oh, but speaking of, the world is safe again, everybody. Is everybody enjoying their relative safety?
Yeah, that was the claim that was going around as soon as the election was over, that the adults were back in charge and the world is safe.
The enabling adults that allow crackheads and pedos to prosper literally right under their nose.
Right back at it. There's a whole lot of rockets going on for the world being safe again. I don't know about you guys, but
let's try to start off with something a little bit lighter. Let's not get so dark right off the bat.
No need to be heavy.
I noticed the other day that I'm not sure if it was the Mets or the Yankees in New York are going to have separate seating sections for the vaccinated and the non-vaccinated people.
Does that come with armbands?
It sort of blew my mind. Sort of fucking blew my mind. Like, and it made me think that will the non-vaccinated, since we're separated, since we're resegregating ourselves, since we're going back in fucking time and making the same mistakes over and over again, I'm just wondering if the non-vaccinated ghetto will be near the HIV positive ghetto. I mean, really think about it. We've never done this for anything before. Actually separate and shun motherfuckers out of society for communicable diseases, transmittable diseases.
Papers, please.
Why is there no HIV ghettos? Why is there not an HIV fucking section in the fucking, the sporting games? What the fuck's really going on here? Where's the logic? Make this make sense to me.
It's going to be really interesting to see how they re-normalize, how they plan on integrating again once people have enough and just start going back to normal on their own. You know what I mean? Because that's really when it's going to end. People just got to start going back to fucking work. You know what I mean? Back to the grindstone.
Yeah, but there's, that's an interesting fucking subject too, though. Did you see what Biden said yesterday, that people need to accept jobs or they're going to lose their fucking benefits?
No, I did not see that. I saw that the White House was standing in opposition of the people are making too much money on unemployment, so they don't want to work argument.
Fuck. Let's bring up the screen share and maybe I'll try to find that because yesterday Biden made a statement on camera saying that, that you need, if you are offered a suitable job, you need to take it or they're going to lose benefits, which is already the policy, with unemployment benefits. But the tweet, the shares, the tweet share comments were fucking outrageous. He lost a shit ton of support with that.
I can believe it.
I mean, how are you going to force people to go to a job that's not paying livable fucking wages? It's fucking insane. Like he himself admitted
that might be the door to the mandating vaccines. Like, how are you going to fucking force people off of unemployment if they're not vaccinated, or if it's against their religion to get vaccines? You know what I mean? It is a religious thing. Especially with some of these vaccines being tested on fetal tissues, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I feel that it's a way for them to literally usher in literal fucking communism and have the universal wage. That's what it seems like it's going for me.
Yeah, you think it's gonna the UBI? You think this is the route that they're taking?
Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to pull up your screen share here.
So here's something that sort of fucked with me the other day. So we now have doctors, literal doctors on Twitter that are suggesting that vaccinators go to bars and try to vaccinate people when they are under the influence. Just look at this.
Why does shot in the bars work so well? 1, meets people where they are. 2, friends for support. 3, reduced inhibitions. 4, peer pressure. Send mobile vax teams to the bars.
What happened to no means no?
Yeah, what happened to like you were saying, the fucking being able to consent while under the influence.
Yeah, what are the rules regarding alcohol and consent? And maybe we should have non-vaccinated people wear a yellow star on their sleeve so everyone can know who they are, right?
Peppers.
But once again, we never did any of this shit for HIV, cancer, and nothing.
I mean, even you could even get even more of a comparison with like the H1N1 stuff like that. You know what I mean?
We're not supposed to talk about that.
Communicable diseases.
We're not supposed to talk about that.
What's up? Let's Write a Screenplay. Welcome to the chat. Appreciate you coming through. What do you think of this screenplay? Doctors saying that they should go to bars, send mobile vaccination teams to bars. Sounds almost like victimization to me.
Just a couple hours ago in Illinois, they said that Illinois could start allowing bars to give free drinks to vaccinated people. I didn't know they were, I didn't know that the state was running everybody's fucking businesses and made the decisions of when you can give free rounds.
Right.
Seems like a little bit of a fucking overreach to me.
Isn't it like a unwritten rule that bars give out free beers every like fourth beer any goddamn way?
A good bar. If you're tipping well enough, yes.
Right.
It's
like, come on, man. Screenplay says, I don't know, LOL. I'm personally not interested in the vaccine, though. Same. I mean, I'm interested in seeing what they do with it, but I'm not interested in getting it. Anybody that wants to get vaccinated should go out and get vaccinated, though, immediately.
But it really got me thinking about what would it take for me to believe and trust in this vaccine. And I feel that if the government, if any government were to come out and say, China dropped this thing on us, China made it, it was an act of fucking Cold War, it was a covert fucking act of war, and you need to be vaccinated because this is an attack on us, I'd be like, oh fuck, I should probably fucking get it. But
that sounds closer to the truth than what they're saying.
Yeah, exactly. But until they come out and say it, no, I'm good. I'm good on your little science experiment. I like my DNA.
Yeah. Aside from that, it'd probably take me at least a couple of years to an opportunity to study some of this long-term effects,
Yeah.
That's the way I see it too. Like I said, anybody that wants to get vaccinated should go out and get vaccinated. We're not anti-vax at all, but this in particular, brand new science is it doesn't necessarily fit into that category for me.
If it was an actual vaccine where you get a small dose of the virus and you build immunity for it, sure, that sounds great. That's logical to me. I can digest that. But not an experimental fucking typewriter for your DNA. It's no bueno. It's no bueno for me.
I still my personal opinion is that trusting the science led to this pandemic. That's how this pandemic happened, is they trusted the science and they weren't careful enough in good old Wuhan. You know what I mean? So the trust the science argument doesn't really resonate with me because that's how we got here, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll go to the non-vaccinated ghetto. Give us our reservation. Give me my land, set it to the side, and I'm good. I'll be there. I guarantee you that the non-vaccinated ghetto will be the utopia that the Chaz was supposed to be. I fucking guarantee it.
Right? We're just going to separate our country into a series of reservations where
I'm down.
Each reservation is responsible for their own security, for their own policing, for their own community support.
Or these meme stonks just hit and I'm just going to leave the country and go colonize somewhere, baby.
Have your own island built in Dubai. Sweet Leaf checking in. to the chat. Welcome to the chat. She's dead, apparently.
Help!
Yeah, it's wild. This whole bar thing is a whole nother level of sus.
It's outrageous. I mean, you guys obviously aren't doing a good enough job to make people fucking feel safe to believe in any of this. That you have to get motherfuckers inebriated to even entertain the fucking idea.
Right? Maybe your outreach program isn't doing so hot. You ever think of that, guys?
This is just like people who beat their kids because they don't understand. Like, if you have to use violence to get your point across, you probably have a shit point. It's just like, if you have to get somebody drunk to fucking agree to something, you should probably work on your social skills, as amongst other things.
Amongst many other things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff. What else do you got there?
I'm gonna see if I can find that Biden shit from last night, because it was fucking gold.
Let me know when you get it. I'll pull you back up.
All right.
What about you guys out there in the chat? What's up with you? Anything new? How you feeling about this current state of events? I'm concerned. I think that's the best way to characterize my feeling about the way things are progressing here. Concerned. Word of the day. I was watching a panel yesterday where a guy was saying that it's so nice to have a president that isn't as concerned with skirting the law and having a president that puts forth good policies, or a president that signs good policies. I was like, what? Like, bro, are you taking time away from Minecraft right now to talk about your feelings? Is that what's going on? Because none of that makes sense. None of it makes sense at all. First, having a president that's not skirting the law. Well, I mean, how far back do we got to go to get to that? And you think this is that? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time we had a president that wasn't trying to skirt the law? Can anybody throw a reminder up in the chat for me?
Is that why you become president?
Right.
Isn't that the fucking key motivation? You're untouchable. Is the power and all that.
Right. And that's not defending any president. That's just saying, like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then he said good policy. And I'm thinking to myself, what policy? Like, what policy has Biden put forth so far that's been a good policy? Like, is he talking about his executive orders? Because as far as I thought, those aren't policies. Those are executive orders. The only policy that went through so far was the COVID relief bill. And that fucking thing was being held up by Pelosi for 9 months. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you're giving Biden credit for? The COVID bill. And then this new infrastructure bill that hasn't been passed yet. I'm just constantly confused about how people see things. Like, how do you get that from what's going on in the world? Like, yeah, there's an infrastructure bill, you know, in the works, but that's not policy. That's not, you know what I mean? It's not policy yet. God damn it. Good policies. Like the right to try or opportunity zones. I mean, a lot of these policies are really good fucking frameworks. They were underfunded, but let's talk about good policy. I'm down to have that conversation, but don't feed me the bullshit like Biden's the one doing policy right now. Passing. It's like the Congress doesn't do anything then, huh? Just the president? That's who you think makes policy? It's like, do you think Biden is the face of the Democratic policies? Does anybody really truly believe that? I need some feedback here. Let me get some in the chat. What do you guys think? Am I the one that's just confused here? I tend to think the person that said those things is the one that's confused personally, but I'm open to feedback. Throw you up here again.
Not yet, not ready yet.
Oh, okay. My bad.
I'm still trying to find it. Trying to find the quote tweets. Fucking Twitter probably scrubbed them already.
What do you think about these election laws, Red? Do you think voter ID is a good way to go as long as it's free from the government?
Oh, absolutely. The Queen of England is going to actually announce that they're going to require ID to vote. Meghan Markle did call her racist, though.
Yeah. I don't know. Sharon says, no, Blizz, you're right on target. I appreciate you, Sharon, but I'm definitely not always on target. I've missed a lot, actually. I mean, even when I miss, I'm in the general vicinity. But Let's Write a Screenplay says, are you sure that's part of the bill? LOL. I was reading something about driver's license and last 4 digits of social. That's part of the bill. What, the driver's license bill or the voter ID bill?
All right, that has to be it.
The bills so far are all state bills, state laws. I'm talking about the general idea of a national voter ID. That's kind of what I was talking about. Let's Write a Screenplay. My YouTube, it's the same as my Twitch name, just Blizza81 on YouTube. Big Red is, I believe, the same.
Big Red 773. On Twitter, it's actually B Red because somebody stole my fucking name. B Red 773.
Solo says showing ID is racist.
But I mean, so why do we have 21 and over and 18 and over laws for fucking cigarettes and shit?
I'm pretty sure he just didn't hit his sarcasm button afterwards.
I'm aware. So am I.
My thing is that like it's the equivalent of showing your ID to buy beer the very first time and then never showing it again, ever. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense to me personally.
All right, I got it.
It says, I'm not sure if they're going to do voter ID on federal. Yeah, I'm not sure if they're actually going to push for it, but I think it should be. I think it absolutely should be a thing federally. There should be a federal ID issued to every citizen for free.
But at the same time, I got enough fucking IDs. You already have a state ID. You're already, just use your fucking state ID. You're already going through this fucking process to verify your fucking identity. It's already done. Just show your fucking state ID. I mean, a federal ID is going to be harder to get than a fucking state ID.
Right. And that's kind of my point too, is that it's kind of a good thing that it's a little hard to get as long as it's free. You know what I mean?
But that's the whole fucking argument though, is that IDs are hard to get and it fucking, it's inherently racist because not only can people of color not use the internet, but apparently they can't find the DMVs either.
Let's caveat this. These aren't our ideas. These are what the administration say.
Oh, this is President Biden, words out of his own fucking mouth.
I just don't want to get clipped saying that that's what we think. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
Screenplay, yeah, state laws. And a lot of people aren't even looking at the actual state laws. A lot of these state laws, like the what do you call it? The stimulus check, that would count as an ID. A bill, that would count as an ID. A electric bill or gas bill. You know what I mean? It's not like it's not exactly the way people are portraying it, and I think it'd be good to have a clear message as well as everything else. You know, and we were just talking about the vaccine. The messaging sucks.
Well, that's the other part of it too, is that you need to show an ID to get a fucking vaccine. Is that so? Are vaccines fucking racist? Is that whole process fucking racist?
Some places you do. Somebody went to somebody was telling me they went to I don't want to dox us, but over by in Summit there was they went and got their vaccine and they didn't have to show ID, and it was just a one shot. I think it was Johnson & Johnson.
A lot of people are, but does it make any fucking sense?
I also heard that there was a doctor that was arrested for selling the fake vaccination cards.
Oh yeah, some $20 a pop, baby. They're already out here.
What's up, Pog Studios? Welcome to the stream. What's up, D Horse? You made it on YouTube. Right on. Anarcho Doomerism's here. He's definitely a troll. I'll see what he says.
Bring it. Let's
too many cards in the wallet, bro.
Yeah, shit, man. You ain't lying. ID, driver's license, FOID card, fucking concealed carry fucking license. If you have any fucking IDs for work, it's crazy. It's crazy. No wonder they want to microchip us. Because they're tired of giving us all this shit.
All right, so Anarcho Doomerism says, I hate the right wing.
Why? Why hate?
Why are you so driven by hate, Anarcho Doomerism?
Hate takes up a lot of time and
ruining the world, he says. The right wing is ruining the world.
So that genocide, the Uyghur genocide in China, what right wing assholes behind that?
Yeah, is the CPC or the CCP? Is that is that right wing in your book?
Forced labor camps. Who's what right wing asshole is currently running the forced labor camps all over Asia?
Here's a question, Anarcho Doomerism. The right wing, as you say it in quotations, the right wing in Europe. Are those people? Would those people be considered right wing in America? Georgia's ID is photo specifically, yeah, but Georgia ID is also free, state ID. So I didn't say Georgia specifically, but now that you bring up Georgia specifically, stick poll, Georgia state IDs are completely free. So next, not a bill or check. Right, stick poll. That's completely correct. But what I said was some states' voter ID laws. Some states.
Gotta listen. Gotta work on them listening skills.
Right? Nuance, they call that, right? The educated type call that nuance or comprehension.
The right wing don't want masks, healthcare, vaccines, their literal plague. Well, that sort of doesn't make sense because, for one, if the right wing are all like racist KKK members, they loved masks. No face, no case. So that's already fucking null and void. Healthcare, eat right and fucking exercise. That's your rights. And vaccines or experimental RNA typewriters.
Right. I don't know many right wingers that are against the polio vaccine. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I like your point though that right wingers are not against masks. That's a good one. The KKK have been wearing masks for centuries.
Try again.
Nobody's a fan of the far right, buddy. Nobody. Not even the far right most times.
But speaking of the world, though, man, what about those 4 years of peace in Israel? Where did that go? It seems like nobody's scared of Grandpa Globalist Biden. Or is it just that war makes a shit ton of money and America's back in business?
Right back in business. I think that was the tagline when he was elected, wasn't it? America's
Business,
back, baby.
yeah, business is a booming. Get it?
We're gonna show you some booms here coming up.
Yep. Also thinking China is communist because it's the name. It's in the name, like thinking North Korea is democratic because it's in the name. China's doing capitalism better than America. Yeah, but for the people, they aren't. Sure,
Bro,
sure.
having a communist market is completely different than the Communist Party running everything. Do you know private businesses have to have a specific department that is Communist Party members? Every private business in China? You have no clue what you're talking about, Anarcho. Keep
What's
coming
that?
up with this bullshit though, because I like dunking on you and teaching people that are listening.
What was the Alibaba's founder name?
Jack Ma.
Well, why don't you ask him if they're doing if they're doing capitalism right?
Right, their market, they have integrated capitalist aspects to their fucking great upheaval. You know what I mean? They're definitely on their way up by becoming more capitalist, but they
why?
are communist.
because all out communism and socialism doesn't get you to the fucking top. So they're doing what the fuck they got to do, but at the same time, it's an amazing means of control that anybody in power seems to fall in love with fairly fucking quickly.
Stickpole says a lot of time it's not the money aspect, it's the driving distance or distance in general to get there. Okay, Stickpole, you're wrong here because it's the money aspect. People are saying that it's a new form of poll tax, which implies money aspect. And as far as your distance, who fucking cares about distance? Do you realize that we've been voting for president for over 150 years? Do you realize we didn't have cars when we started doing this? Like a little bit of history, just a little bit. You had to literally walk to vote, jump on a horse.
There was no post office.
Distance.
There were no mailmen to collect ballots.
Yeah, you want to know why they voted on fucking, what was it, Sundays? Was it historically Sunday or Monday? Is because they had to walk there. And it took a whole fucking day.
But back in those days, people got shit done. It needed to get done, so you fucking did it.
If you just don't have
just like the dishes and making your fucking bed in the morning, you do it because that you have to fucking do it, and this is life. C'est la vie.
If you don't have a driver's license, you can't drive to a DMV. Some rural critics don't have a DMV for hours away. In Georgia, DMVs are like fucking Costco's, or you know what I mean? They're like fucking Shell gas stations in Georgia. You could find a fucking DMV and you could walk there. Like the government isn't responsible to get you to fulfill your civic duty. That's your civic duty.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. The responsibility falls on you. It is not the government's job or other taxpayers' jobs to support, to hold your hand.
Right. Next, you're going to be like, oh, they should put voters up in a hotel for the night and pay for their room and board as they vote for a whole 24 hours. Get the fuck out of here with that. It's communist in name only. It literally has a state, money, and classes.
Have you been there? Have you seen any fucking tweets coming out of that fucking place? Yeah. Jesus.
Their government, anarcho-doomerism, the way their government is run, how would you describe their government? Not their markets, their government. Capitalism is a descriptor of the market system, not of the way that they govern.
Because I don't think Joe Biden would have been nominated for the Capitalist Party.
Literally all the things communists are against. And I'm not even a communist. Well, first of all, pure communism is pure anarchy. Communism is no government. But the Communist Party in China is not, it's like, how, I don't understand what the argument is here. They are communists. They are,
and
at the very least, self-proclaimed communists.
Yeah, the worst fucking kind, and they're very good at it.
It's not a communist market or party, though. It's authoritarian. Pretty simple. Yeah, an authoritarian communist party. The market, yeah, it's not a communist market. Exactly. I just got done saying that. Capitalism describes a market.
So where?
Right? Where was I wrong? A poll tax can be a literacy test. If you say so, poll tax or stick poll. If you have to pay for said literacy test, maybe.
Is reading going to be racist next?
Right.
Like along with punctuality, a sense of urgency.
He says all right wingers are a byproduct of inbreeding. That's why they are this dumb.
How the fuck did they colonize the fucking world? Sort of doesn't make any sense. It can't be evil fucking colonizers, you know, fucking the kings of systemic racism keeping all these people down, but also inbred idiots. Pick a side, bro. There's either white privilege or there's white trash. Pick a fucking side.
I've seen anarcho-doomerism in a couple different chats, and he's always basically getting dunked on because he's just a troll. I'm waiting for the good argument out of him.
Let's bring up my screen and get to their hero, their fucking their old decrepit idol. So here we have Joe Biden yesterday announcing that he's going to force people to take less than suitable jobs to get them, because his job, the job performance in that since he's been in office has been terrible. He's not boosting the economy at all. It would almost seem like he had no plan, unless the plan is to usher in communism and the universal wage, like we said earlier. But here he says that if you're offered a suitable job, you must take it, even if it's not a living wage and you can't support your family, even though the government is giving you more money because they know that you need this X amount of dollars at least to survive. But let's take a look and see at how the public took this, because it's pretty fucking good.
I don't think you shared the audio.
Oh no, I didn't share the audio. I didn't want to fucking. Oh, should I do that?
It's on C-SPAN. Yeah. Let me know when you reset it. Anarcho says you can colonize while still being a cousin fucker. They aren't mutually exclusive.
But how do you maintain that control? How do you keep your power if you're too busy fucking cousins?
Are you a Republican or Democrat? Traffic Cone Girth. That's an awesome name. I can't even lie. I am a conservative. I wouldn't consider myself a Republican, not until the old guard of Republicans are completely a thing of the past. Then I will consider myself a Republican. Red does not consider himself a Republican, regardless of what anarcho-doomerism says. It seems like it seems like if you're not a commie bastard, then you're a Republican as far as anarcho-doomerism is concerned.
I do. I did like the Libertarian Party back in the days of Ron Paul, but I do not have a party. I don't believe in isms.
Finally, a Republican streamer. You mind if we use some slurs in chat? Absolutely mind. You cannot use slurs. I'll ban you immediately. Anarcho-doomerism's already pushing the line with calling an entire group of Americans, that's nearly 50%, mind you, inbred. So just because we're on the right doesn't mean we endorse any kind of hatred. Anarcho seems to be the hateful one. If you want to go ahead and give him a follow, I'm sure he'd be okay with slurs in his chat.
Got absolutely no hate in my heart.
I don't know. Ask the royalty of England. They kept power while inbreeding pretty easily. The royalty of England. Oh, you mean the Gotha, the German bloodline that's currently ruling England? Is that what you're talking about? Anarcho-doomerism? You should probably read history a little. Fair enough. You say I think anyone not a commie is right wing, but then say I'm a commie because I disagree. No, you're a commie because anarcho-doomerism is your name, bro. Anarchy. Are you a right wing libertarian? No, you're a fucking commie. You could tell. I did the very thing I accuse you of. No, I didn't. Where in my name does it say right wing blizza? Right wingers virtue signaling and reading. We all know they don't read. You're getting boring now, anarcho-doomerism. It's pretty easy. Anarcho-doomerism, you're a gross commie and pinker than an Indian River grapefruit. All right, I mean, it was all right. It was a good entry into the shit post fucking Olympics. We should trust us. We love the shit post, so go ahead and shit post, but don't cross any lines. If you break TOS, then you're gone immediately.
Just once again want to point out too that you know, the according to anarcho-doomerism, the right wing is ruining the world, but he certainly seems like a tolerant good guy, doesn't he? Doesn't he seem like he fits right into the party of tolerance, the party of acceptance, the party of peace and love? Fit right the fuck in, bro.
He says you're gonna ban me for your right from
your
right wing.
Hell no.
Right? You just gotta be more entertaining.
Yep.
That's it. Like I said, if you break TOS, then you break TOS. That's how it works. We don't own these companies. We don't get to control the level of free speech that's allowed here. So if you break TOS, then you're done, and that's your fault because you did something.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Orange Man. I didn't vote for him either time, but the world has definitely gone to shit since the Orange Man disappeared.
Yeah, actually, Traffic Cone says Donald Trump was the best president we've ever had. Cry about it. I don't know if I agree. If we're being totally honest, I couldn't in good faith say that Trump was the best president we've ever had. He's close to the best in my lifetime. I'll give you that.
I'm a big fan of Teddy Roosevelt, and even he had some pretty big fuck ups.
Right? Everybody had some fuck ups, man.
Yeah.
George Washington was a failed military commander before the fucking Revolutionary War. You know what I mean? Not everybody was perfect, and we got to stop looking at shit like that.
Yep. Tear down your idols.
Anarcho-doomerism. This is a good segue. Do you know that there was a study conducted recently that said that people that considers themselves right of center tend to be happier? Did you know that?
I believe it.
I think he knows it inside. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Just hate, just introducing yourself into a new chat, and the first 3 words were hate.
Right? Inbred.
You have a dark, sad life, my friend.
So driven by hate, it must be torturous.
You need to go outside and meet some people. Meet some of these inbred racists. See that they're not so bad.
Fuck your tolerant. Fuck you tolerant. Fuck your tolerance, snowflake. Civility politics is dead.
All right, well, we can go that route too. But you think that the guys, the side that can't change tires or even take criticism well are going to win that fight? Good luck.
Slingshots. I may think you're cousin fuckers, but at least you're not snowflakes like the other right wingers who instant bans. Yeah, we're definitely not snowflakes. You just got to be funny. Like, you could say some ridiculous shit as long as it's funny. That's the point. That's the left can't meme. It's so much deeper. You can't just be like, oh, cousin fuckers, the world is safe now. It's not how it works. Be funny. I definitely miss when our country was the laughingstock because our president went on a Twitter rant at 3 a.m.
It was fun.
You haven't been paying
attention? It was fun,
though. Joe Biden has been, there's been a couple different times where leaders of other countries have basically laughed in his face. Did you see the last conference call he did? Did you see the one where he was wearing a mask? Did you see that the president of Mexico said that Kamala Harris walking out and saying that she didn't have enough time to continue talking to him was probably the most disrespected he's ever been as a world leader? Obviously, you're not paying attention. If you want to be good faith and actually talk about some shit, we can. But until I see any of that, I'm just going to start roasting you.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are laughing over this hacked fucking pipeline. I'm sure they're laughing that we decided not to build spare pipelines.
Yeah, remember when our president wasn't a laughing stock and we didn't have our fucking oil pipelines hacked by other countries? I remember those days. It's the one good thing about having a wild card as a president. Nobody wants to fucking test him. Never have been, nor will be a laughing stock.
Don't stick around.
No, right wing is more happy. Again, ignorance is bliss. Hey, that very well may be anarcho. That might be a good point. The Republicans generally tend to be more apathetic, or not apathetic, where they don't fucking care about politics unless things are going to shit. Other countries disagree. Yeah, other countries. You mean like Germany, who we told to start actually paying for the fucking UN? Yeah, I'm sure they're laughing all the way to the bank. We are anarcho. We will always be capitalist, and you're going to cry about it for the rest of your life because America's not going anywhere. True enough. Nobody's crying, bro. Honestly, nobody's crying. Green jeans, China Joe doesn't know where the hell he is. The hack that happened under Trump. Oh, did it happen? When did it shut down the pipeline? Is it because our president is portraying such strength in the international community right now? Is that why they hit the go button while Biden's president? Is that what you think?
Shit, in fact, they probably initiated the hack at 7:30 p.m. knowing the president would be asleep.
Right. What time should we hack this pipeline, boss? Let's go 6 p.m. Joe Biden will be sleeping for an hour and a half already.
I mean, he did say he wanted to get rid of gas. So what a better way to just shut your own shit down and cry Russia.
You two.
It seems like when you need something done, get a Russian. Like, fuck, next time I need some roof work done or some shit, they apparently get shit done.
They do everything. They can do everything. You want to build a house? Hire a Russian. You want them to do the roof? Hire the Russian.
Shit, we got to get a Russian to run our Discord.
Right? We need a Russian producer so that we can have all these technological fucking inroads. You two are the kind that got upset once gas went up. Yeah, actually, you're right. I did get upset when gas went up because I have a car. It didn't get shut down during the Trump, obviously. Yeah, exactly. The hack occurred under Trump. They got their info. Okay, but why didn't they hit the button when Trump was president? That's my question. Why do you think they hit the button when Biden was president? Is it because of the strength that he's portraying across the globe right now? I don't know if anarcho-doomerism got bored of not being banned immediately, but it seems like he took off.
Yeah, he just lives to be banned.
Right, born to be banned.
I did it again. I'm so cool. They can't handle me.
They could tell Biden there was a hack and he'd be drooling over a Grand Slam breakfast at Denny's thinking his name is Ralph in the year 1953. Don't expect anything from this presidency, that old geezer. Sweet Leaf seems to be enjoying herself out there. Thank you for proving my point. Proving your point what? My point was that the hack, the actual action that took down the pipeline happened under Biden. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's my point. I mean, is there any argument to that? Because the hackers sold the oh, do you know these hackers? If you have information, you should give it to the authorities because as far as I know, they don't know who the hackers are yet. So
you got any info on Nancy Pelosi's laptop for us as well, so they could stop kicking in the wrong people's doors?
Right? So they can stop scaring the shit out of fucking random Alaskan couples. We're totally enjoying our time, Stickpole. Sorry
Absolutely.
You don't want to stick around, but you could talk some more. It would help us enjoy more of our time talking to you fucking idiots.
Enjoy your inflation that you voted for.
Once you're done, taking out loans to pay for college. It's the fucking dumbest idea ever, bro. All these communists and socialists are in school and college and they're like, oh, let's get rid of fucking private property. It's like, dude, you're going to college so that you can have a boss, period. To get a good job that pays good money and to have a boss. You're not fucking going to school to do your own thing. Save some money, open a business. You don't even need to pay fucking 90 grand.
Mm-hmm.
So does this mean y'all have Biden's derangement syndrome? It's called TDS. Oh no, bro. Listen, just listen. If you just open your ears and listen to the word on the street, TDS is a real thing, man. These people miss him so bad right now. Like they can't even stop talking about him.
Yeah, there's people online that were full. They had incomes off of bashing Trump, and he would tweet something, and they'd make coffee mugs out of making fun of him. Like, it is real how bad people fucking miss him, especially on the left wing. They were profiting off of his ass, and it's all gone now. Twitter's basically dead without him.
Yeah, media in general, even the fact checkers that were
yeah. Where's Birdwatch?
They had their jobs fact checking the Trump administration. As soon as Biden gets elected, they quit. They basically get rid of the fucking division that fact checks the administration. Why do you think that is?
Politicians, career politicians at that, didn't suddenly decide that honesty was the platform. If you believe that, you're fucking naive and probably shouldn't be voting.
Yeah, I could agree with that, man. The underinformed voter is it's going to be
that's the real threat, not the fucking right wing.
Traffic Cone agrees. He was pissed too about gas because he has a job and a car and it affects his fucking wallet directly. Anarcho-doomerism's a fan of inflation. I'd go figure. That's why you voted for Biden. For inflation? Well, I mean, congratulations. You're going to get what you wanted. I don't know if the rest of the people on your side are going to get what they wanted. All right. Did you reshare the audio on that so we could play Biden talking about existing unemployment law? I mean, that was basically the whole thing. If you get offered a job and you refuse it, you can no longer collect unemployment. Well, yeah, that's how unemployment has always worked, Joe.
Where the fuck is the share audio on here? Is there a fucking button?
When you might have to unshare it and then reshare it, and then it's like a little button in the bottom left corner.
All right, yeah, you're right. Haven't done this on here in a while. Yeah, there it is.
Nobody's crying, bro. Nobody.
Yep. Still living my fucking best life.
We're doing fine.
Make it clear that anyone collecting unemployment who is offered a suitable job must take the job or lose their unemployment benefits. There are a few COVID-19 related exceptions so that people aren't forced to choose between their basic safety and a paycheck. But otherwise, That's the law. I know there's been a lot of discussion since Friday's report, that people are being paid to stay home rather than go to work. Well, we don't see much evidence of that. That is a major factor. We don't see that. Look,
what?
It's easy to say because of the generous unemployment benefits that it's a major factor in labor shortages. Americans want to work. Americans want to work. As my dad used to say, a job's about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity, your place in the community, being able to look your kid in the eye and say everything's going to be okay.
For a minimum wage.
People who claim Americans won't work, even if they find a good and fair opportunity, underestimate the American people. So we'll insist that the law is followed with respect to benefits, but we're not going to turn our backs on our fellow Americans.
So I want to know, before we get into these fucking these quote tweets, where the fuck are these solar panel jobs and these coding fucking jobs? Are they all in China?
The solar panel jobs are definitely all in China. Definitely. I mean, that's where they have all the raw materials and that's where they have all the manufacturing. They're just shipping them to us. Like, let's continue to pillage the American fucking economy of all that it's worth.
So the reaction, you still got me shared?
Now I do.
The reaction to this shit was fucking great. Because you got people with fucking pride flags and shit in their fucking names telling this man to go fuck himself.
Yeah, right. That one said, talking a lot of shit for somebody that said there was be a $15 minimum wage increase and still ain't done yet. Are these right wingers talking shit to Joe Biden, anarcho-doomerism? That might be a right winger. Nikki Garcia.
Too many cheap ass companies lowballing the employees.
Suitable jobs. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too when I was listening to him say it. The word suitable can be that can be interpreted in many different ways, I'd imagine.
Jobs don't fall out of the sky on people like this is Donnie Darko or a broke ass Chinese satellite. Speaking of that, man, I was totally expecting that shit to land on fucking India and fuck some shit up.
They probably saved just enough boost to clear India. Because where did it land? Like Malaysia or something?
I didn't even see where it officially fucking came down at. We got rid of a nationalist and elected Jim Crow lawmaker who's worked to create this system.
That's a Black Lives Matter fucking account too. That's rough. Where are the lines drawn anymore? Can anybody tell me? Ooh, Karl Marx checks in the quote tweet. This is disgusting. There should be the clap emoji in between. Oh my God.
The worst, most inhumane president of all time from a communist. Now that's rough. Tough crowd.
That's rough. You don't get a say in whether a job is suitable or not, though. Pay shit? ? No healthcare ? Unpredictable scheduling ? Doesn't matter. You're selfish to even ask. Oh, I love buyer's remorse. Nothing makes me feel more fulfilled. It's like the "I told you so" moment, you know.
If they don't force people into being pathologically obsessed with working, how else are they supposed to justify sending a lot of wealth upwards?
Define suitable. Just a PSA to the chat here. We are planning on doing a open panel here when we're done talking about the news of the day and catching up from our last episode. So if anybody is interested in jumping on panel, let me know and I'll throw a link up or whatever we need to do.
A day after Fauci said the pandemic's gonna last another year.
Joe is such an aged milk bag. Coding jobs all in India. I haven't really looked into the code jobs that have come up. My dog's upstairs howling at the fire truck that just went by. Howling for humanity, right? Stick pull back real quick. Is this actually an open panel? Right now it's just us two until we catch up on the news, but we're gonna open it up soon. So if you stick around. I've heard you on different panels, so I could, in the general sense of things, I believe that you won't break TOS if I let you join here. So stick around, and we could fucking work that shit out.
So, I mean, we did talk about the pipeline a little bit. Start getting into the actual current events. So we were building more pipelines. We were actually here. We were working actually not even working towards. We were self-sufficient in our fucking fossil fuels. We didn't need to get shit from anywhere else. Gas was cheap. Shit was pretty fucking nice.
And we were still actually involved in the trade market too. You know what I mean? Stimulating the world economy by buying oil here, selling our oil there, keeping it moving. It was a good thing.
And Biden gets into office, immediately shuts down these evil, disgusting fucking pipelines. A bane to our society.
I'd say probably in about 45 minutes, Stick Pull, we'll open it up to be an open panel.
But I mean, if only we had more pipelines after this fucking hacking attack, right? If only there was a certain fucking pipeline being fucking constructed that, we didn't have all our eggs in one or a few baskets,
Yeah. I don't know when redundancy became like a bad idea, but if anything, you'd think that what happened in Texas showed everybody that, having a backup plan isn't necessarily a bad idea.
Yeah, surplus is it's beneficial to your survival.
Agree, Sharon, we were completely energy independent. We were.
Yeah.
And I think we're still producing more than we need. In the literal sense, we are still energy independent, but the legislation and the executive orders and all these things that are in the pipelines are definitely going to take care of that. We're not going to be energy independent. It's a bad thing. Fossil fuels are the devil.
Yeah, I mean, they have their fucking place, though. I mean, I am definitely on the side of getting greener, cleaning this shit up where we fucking can, low emissions, trying to get our emissions as low as possible. But I am not so fucking naive that I'm going to fucking have electric everything and have the government can just turn off the fucking power whenever they want. And oh shit, now you can't go to the polls. You feel me?
Yeah. Like I got into a conversation not too long ago with somebody about the general idea that all the internet providers, every single internet provider, theoretically, if they all decided to shut down their systems, they could literally shut down the internet. The providers themselves, if they just in concert hit the button, turned it off. It's legally possible for them to do that. So people just need to be aware of the possibilities. Yeah. If you don't know what's possible, then you don't know what the fuck to expect. You know what I mean?
Better get some books just in case that day comes. You better have a nice stack of books on standby.
Yeah.
Start printing some pages.
I think if the internet went out completely, there would be like spontaneous human combustion.
that don't know a way around their town or their neighborhood that they've lived in their whole fucking lives because of Google Maps.
For real.
You shut this shit down, people are going to be fucking lost. Literally.
So how do you look at Texas winter storm and ignore the climate change? Well, let me just do a quick Google search.
How do you look at the Texas winter storm and not see that you need more than just one form of energy? That putting all your eggs in one basket isn't the smartest fucking decision. Because them solar panels worked really fucking well for them, didn't they?
I just want to do a quick Google search to see when the last time that this happened.
But also, climate change has been happening since before the dawn of man. The Earth is rotating, and as well as moving on its axis. So
check this out right here.
The Earth. Hold on. Let me just finish my point. That the Earth has heated up and cooled off repeatedly. It goes through fucking cycles, and it's a perpetual fucking cycle. It gets warmer. It gets colder. It gets warmer. It gets colder. Read a fucking book. Nobody can deny climate change, but
weather.
To say that we're doing it, that it's all us, really has a very short fucking worldview and a fucking very slim grasp on history. Not just man history either, the history of this fucking Earth.
Anarcho-communism.
Or do you not science? Do you not science, my friend?
Science? Yeah. Here's a question, anarcho-communism. What year was the worst winter storm in Texas? Do you know what year that happened in? And it just pro tip, it was not 2020 or 2021. Do you have any idea? All right, I don't want to wait. Just wait for it. Right, we got time, but I don't have that much time. Here it is. 1895 dropped 20 inches of snow on Valentine's Day.
How many carbon emissions were there back then?
Exactly. Unsettled science, my friend. You know what the second worst or second highest snowfall in history in Texas was? 1960.
Honestly, you know what you sounded like with that fucking comment? Those old fucking people a couple thousand years ago that couldn't fucking explain something. So they said, oh, it must be God or gods or fucking magic. So, oh, it's climate change because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Must be climate change. Something happened. I don't know how to explain it. Must be climate change.
What do they call it? The god of the gaps, where there's a gap in your understanding, so you just
make some shit up.
Yeah, attribute it to fucking
whatever the fuck you can, whatever makes sense to you. The closest.
Yeah, it's a real shame that a majority of Texas's power is natural gas and coal. Yeah, I mean the natural gas lines froze. That did go into what happened in Texas this time around, but also not lubing up the windmills for having winterized lube definitely played a factor. What also played a factor is the lack of redundancy, the lack of a system that is the whole purpose of a system is that if this goes wrong, then this will kick in. That is, the lack of redundancy is what really fucked Texas, because they wanted to do their own shit their own way, and that's exactly what happens when you do that.
Yep. Always expect or be prepared for the unexpected, which is why even when they mandate all these fucking gasoline cars be fucking destroyed, I'm gonna keep a fucking carburetor engine somewhere just in case, because I don't buy it. I don't buy that the government's just gonna say, cut it. Or just a storm, an air quote climate change fucking situation.
Stickpole, are you really trying to say that the coal lines were frozen in a winter storm? Like, do you realize what coal does? I mean, are you aware of how coal is used as a power source? I would venture to say that coal I'd have to look into it more. I don't want to make any claims now. I'm going to look into that though. I don't think that your line of thinking is correct here.
Also, maybe invest in a wood stove. Since we're in the dawn of Biden's America and all these changes that seem to be happening, maybe everybody needs a wood stove for just in cases.
Man, we should all just be rallying around nuclear power as an energy source in America. Period. Literally, that's the most.
I don't know. I'm not too big.
Buck,
I'm not too big on nuke. I think we need to investigate new powers, man. I'm very intrigued by tidal energy and geothermal for damn sure, but I want to see some advancements in tide. I would like to see some advancements in resonance, because I believe that there's some shit there just waiting to be tapped.
I mean,
that's
basically the spot where we're at right now, is that all these new green energy sources, the technology hasn't kept up, and it's actually holding it back. The storage, the energy storage hasn't caught up. You know what I mean? We have to have a major technological breakthrough for these green systems to be tenable into the future. And as far as I'm concerned, the nuclear energy, most of our nuclear power plants in America are about 40 years behind as far as technologically. So we need to upgrade our current sources. Nuclear isn't as dangerous as people think it is. You know what I mean? Obviously, Fukushima got hit by an earthquake and a fucking tsunami. You know what I mean? That's not that you shouldn't be prepared for the worst case scenarios, but that's maybe the odds of that happening again are pretty slim at this point, I'd say.
I wouldn't say that either, man. Earthquakes are pretty fucking frequent. I don't know. I think it's a big risk. I'm sure it has its place, but keep them the fuck off the oceans.
Stickpole says at Oak Grove, a coal plant completed in 2011. Coal piles froze solid. The plant's operator. NRG.
Why didn't they just light that shit on fire? It's cold.
The company said too.
Get a fucking jackhammer.
Go down for about 24 hours. Yeah, the actual coal units. The coal piles being frozen solid means absolutely nothing. We have heavy machinery these days that, we mine in Alaska. Yeah. So yeah, it might have froze solid. The coal itself freezing has absolutely nothing to do with energy production by coal. This next one, it says that the company said 2 of Parrish's coal units were down, meaning what? The blast furnaces, the coal furnaces, for weather-related issues. That could be anything. That doesn't, you know what I mean? That's general maintenance. It could be upkeep. It could be anything. I'm going to need more specifics as far as this goes.
Proves nothing, unfortunately.
Right? If your fucking ceiling falls in because of the weight of snow, is that like the coal's fault? You know what I mean? Damn, didn't know you two were energy scientists. Oh, we're not. We just understand how burning things work. Pretty simple. I do have experience with heavy equipment operating, and a frozen pile of anything is not an obstacle. It just takes a little longer. Yep. I'm not sure if I want to allow links posted, actually. Fire go burp.
Damn right.
Right? That's basically it. That's what I was going to say. I was going to say, just to my general understanding, I would venture to guess that the coal plants themselves were probably the most reliable during the winter storm, seeing as the natural gas lines froze solid and you can't do anything with frozen natural gas, and the windmills weren't fucking weatherized, so you can't really run windmills when they're fucking frozen. So there may have been problems as far as coal went as well, but as a whole, I'd imagine the coal plants were the most reliable because it's the most crude.
Just had somebody pop into my Twitch chat. Just want to give a shout out. Kush, he says they aren't windmills, they're turbine as well.
Yeah, whatever. Same. Wind turbines, windmills, exactly. We're not talking about milling oats. You know what I mean? I might have used the wrong rhetoric, but it doesn't diminish the point that was being made. I'll
a fucking fan.
Right? I'll make it a point to call it a turbine from now on for you.
Since we're energy scientists now.
Yeah. I'm not an energy scientist, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. Red's not an energy scientist, but he does play one on TV.
On Twitch, at least.
Twitch TV. All right, now let's get into the America's back with a boom.
Yep. Big boom.
Big booms. This video is actually really fucking cool, man. I mean, it's shitty that there's rockets and shit going on, but it's really fucking cool.
The Iron Dome is pretty fucking sick. I'm not gonna lie. I was really fucking impressed with a lot of the shit that I saw yesterday, but it's a damn shame that something like that has to fucking exist. We should be ashamed of ourselves as a fucking species.
For sure.
Should never have to exist. I mean, maybe to keep China shit from falling out of the sky on us, but that's about it.
You never know when Chinese shit's gonna fall from space.
We got some more shit from Kush here before we keep going. Also, renewable sources accounted for 18% of the failure at the peak of the crisis. The rest was oil and gas. Also, Texas got the bright idea in the 70s to make their power grid independent. The only state in the lower 48 who did that because freedom. So we're not able to share it with neighboring states.
Yep. Huh? No, yeah, that's basically exactly what we've been saying. We covered all that. We didn't say that it was all the renewable energy sources that failed. We already admitted that the natural gas failed. That's not green energy. You know what I mean? We covered all that. I appreciate it, though.
He says, sorry, just got here. Just catching you up, you catching us up. Now let's get back to the dome.
Solo says, laugh my fucking ass off at Red. It's a fan. Big, huge fan. Do you guys know that those wind turbines are not recyclable? Period. Like,
oh yeah, those motherfuckers are going to landfills big time. It's fucking outrageous. Thanks for bringing that up. I completely forgot about that fucking story.
And not just that they're not recyclable, but how much pollution do you think is initiated when they're created? Like how much?
And don't forget about the birds either. Don't forget about the poor burbs, unless you guys are conspiracy theorists and think the birds aren't real.
And once again, we're not saying that the green energy is not good. We're just saying that the technology is not there right now for it to be a tenable source.
I 100% believe in green energy, but I don't believe in putting all your eggs in one basket. But also, since we're on conspiracy theories and burbs, maybe the big turbine fans are how we combat global warming. Maybe they're just trying to cool the planet off. Maybe they are just fans.
Right? They're just reinforcing the jet streams. Yeah, man, I could just watch this Iron Dome thing all day. Yeah. It's so fucking cool. Like I said, once again, it's really shitty that there's rockets being fired in our fucking global society these days. But
Kush is saying the technology is there. It's being suppressed by big oil because they don't want increased competition.
I mean, not really. They can't really stop technology. The energy storage is the problem right now. We just don't have the tech. We're working on it. Things are going in the right direction, but it's not there yet.
I was willing to believe that shit before Tesla fucking before Elon made Teslas, because I was up of the believing that 100% gasoline fucking engine or electric engines and shit like that have been bought up and suppressed by gas. But It takes somebody with some know-how and some fucking willpower to just fucking do it.
Right? It takes heart.
And
simple as that. It takes a whole lot of fucking heart to power through. You know what I mean?
Fucking Israel is a fucking mess, man.
Yeah, that shit's going on all day today too, not just yesterday. Apparently, there's more rockets today, and there were airstrikes today on Israeli side, or Israeli-initiated airstrikes, I should say.
Could absolutely watch this fucking Iron Dome shit go off fucking all day.
That's crazy, man. Just imagine the technology for that to be, you know, like a high ratio of success like that when there's fucking 40 rockets in the air.
Here's another one.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's fucking...
That one's better.
There were cars getting 90 miles to the gallon in the 20s. Yeah, you're right about that. I'll give you that. Big Oil did the math and said, whoa, cowboy, can't have that. I'll definitely give you that. But at the same time...
Yeah, I mean, all along the way, there's been suppression of technology, Tesla in general.
If all this global warming shit is real and we are heading towards a fucking ice age and our pollution is going to block out the sun, why do you want cars reliant on this shit that's going to not be there anyway? You know, you need to have... All I'm saying is you better have a gasoline engine in working order somewhere just in case.
Exactly. Redundancy. That's the whole point. There has to be a redundancy in place.
Tobacco, I don't think tobacco is saying, he says the same as Big Tobacco saying smoking is harmless. There's definitely a warning on the box, but Dr. Tobin, I don't know if you followed the George Floyd trial at all. That pulmonologist, he said it is. He said only 90% of smokers don't have any effects on their lungs. I'm not a pulmonologist. I'm just a Twitch energy scientist.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I feel bad for what's going on over there right now, man. But there may have been small scale things like this happen during the Orange Man's tenure, but nothing to this scale.
Here, check this shit out, man. It's the rockets. Look at this shit.
Holy shit.
It's fucking outrageous.
Yeah.
Be ashamed of yourself, humanity. Be fucking ashamed of yourself. What is this? Pretended to be at a funeral. Alarm went off. They dropped that motherfucker. Oh, God. Whew.
Holy
shit. Oh, fuck.
Oh, that's epic. I did not see that.
Cushion Boxing is Cush Bobing, I can't pronounce it right, is going hard on the cigarettes right now. Cigarette smoking causes cancer of the mouth, throat, esophagus, stomach, colon, rectum, liver, pancreas, voice box, trachea, bronchus, kidney and renal pelvis, urinary bladder, and cervix, and causes acute myeloid leukemia. So does high fructose corn syrup, my friend.
Right? Why don't we have a national public service announcement saying that smoking is much more dangerous than COVID?
Is it the cigarettes doing that, or is it the menthol? Because Papa Joe's only trying to ban the menthol. This guy says buy fucking cheap knives and behead the citizens of Israel.
Why isn't this shit banned? Like, why isn't this shit banned?
Yeah. Just like the Ayatollah.
For real, dude. I don't get it. Like, you want us to agree with the censorship, but it's not equally applied. So what the fuck? Like, if it was equally applied, it would be much more agreeable, wouldn't you think? Yeah, that's fucking crazy, man.
Another view of that good one.
Did they say Did they say how many rockets actually landed in Israel?
He says, were we censored? Absolutely, we've been censored. We've had our videos stricken off of fucking YouTube. We've been stricken multiple fucking times.
Yes.
Sometimes for merely just showing what other people fucking said, for saying a certain letter or idea.
We've had videos taken off of YouTube completely with no notice, no explanation, and no recourse available. It just literally deleted, gone. Can't access, can't even complain.
Why were you censored? What did you do to warrant censorship? We have no what idea? The idea. The fighting fascism with fascism, just like that idea. Just mentioning it. That idea. The big idea.
It doesn't take much these days, guys.
He's saying, and what's the idea? You know the idea.
What is commonly known as not an organization, but an ideology. We got to be careful, man. TOS is no joke these days. Anything verging on that line is considered over the line. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We're not trying to be censored. We're trying to do everything we can to not be censored and still be able to get our opinions out and our voices heard. We don't believe that we should be having to do this, but we do, so we are. Yeah, I really want to know how many rockets actually got through the shield. If it was just overloaded, you know what I mean? Fucking 50 rockets at one time. Is that why they got through, period?
I want to try to find the video of that fucking building falling. Because they fucking knocked down a couple residential fucking towers.
Yeah, I saw it. I've had CNN on in the background here, and they've showed it probably twice already.
This guy on Twitch is not getting the hint. I don't know until you tell me. Give me a clue. What narrative opinion do you want to promote that you cannot?
Anything that doesn't agree with the mainstream narrative, bud. Yep. That's how it works.
Your opinion does not fit the narrative. You must be removed.
Right. The way it stands right now, you can't talk about a certain letter of the alphabet. You can't talk about the idea that is fighting fascism by using fascism. You can't talk about the science concerning shots. You can't talk about not all kinds shots, of things right now.
Science experiments.
You can't talk about a certain virus fucking facility in Wuhan, China.
Yeah. With what's it called? The gain of function research. Definitely can't talk about gain of function research.
Right. But if you really want to think about it, the title tells you enough. It's gain of function, meaning they add functions to something.
So apparently yesterday there was 150 rockets.
Damn. But Americans want to complain about how bad our society is now.
Oh, here we go. So you think the virus was made in a lab? That's false. Right? There's been some advancements this week that even your own administration are saying that the conspiracy is more than likely true.
The lab leak hypothesis. That's what it's called.
Yep, the lab leak hypothesis is now the most likely fucking scenario.
Says the administration. If you want to actually get some real information about this thing, look up what Brett Weinstein has said about it. He is a biologist, a PhD. If you want to trust the science, listen to a scientist that has what may be considered an opposing viewpoint of your scientists.
If you get censored for saying that, it's because it's not true. There are no advancements that confirm somebody made it in the lab. It's factually false. I disagree. That it has not been proven to be true or false.
here, Red. I'm gonna pull up your Twitch, and I'm gonna throw a Discord link in your Twitch so that Kush Bob Ning can give us some sources that prove where the virus came from. I'm interested to see if he has a source where he can claim that it's absolutely verifiable.
And it's a damn shame too, because if you don't have a Discord, we actually just started it. We just got into it. But if they would come out and say that this thing was started in the lab and it was an act of war or an act of terror, I'd go and get my fucking vaccine. And I'm sure a lot more people would be willing to as well. But they want to keep fucking playing cutesy with fucking China. Well, then fuck, maybe there's something else going on.
And listen, once again, we're not claiming that vaccines don't work. We're not claiming that COVID was a weapon. We're claiming that the narrative that's in circulation and that's mainstream right now is not true, and it's verifiably false. Verifiably, meaning that there is proof, there are sources, there are things that you could find yourself with a simple DuckDuckGo search.
Shout out to DuckDuckGo. So you want me to prove where the virus came from? Yeah, you seem to know. You seem to know where it didn't, right? So give us the facts.
Yeah,
I got my vaccine.
It's verifiably false to say that. What was his actual quote that he?
It's factually false. It says, I got my vaccine. I'm fine. You should get yours too, unless you like peeing in the pool. What sources confirm anything anywhere that the claim that COVID-19 is man-made?
I just told you. Look up Brett Weinstein. Brett Weinstein talks about it. He is a PhD biologist. He says that there seem to be steps missing in the evolution of this virus in particular. I'm not making any claims that aren't available out there. Nothing is my information.
It's also not a conspiracy that Fauci was funding a little bit of research too on some gain of function.
Yeah, and that all started coming out a couple of weeks ago, and I mean there isn't a whole lot of a push behind the information coming out for some reason. I wonder why, but it did come out. If all you're doing is listening to CNN and MSNBC about news, then you're doing yourself an injustice.
Knocking that tower down. Where the fuck is that one? There was a real... Actually, I think Elijah Schaefer shared it earlier. Oh, shit, that's a new one.
At the airport?
Fuck, that Iron Dome is fucking cool. Brett Weinstein. When did I mention I watched CNN or MSNBC?
I wasn't claiming that you did. I said if. It seems to more often than not, it seems to me that anybody are actually arguing for the mainstream media narrative, that's what they're basing their ideas off of. They're not exposed to any outside independent journalism or independent sources that are, in the field directly, in the direct field concerning the topic at hand, like biology.
Fucking nuts.
I could only explain it in layman's terms from what I read. I wouldn't quote anything. You know what I mean? If you wanna get the story, then you're gonna have to search it out yourself. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, we cannot. Can only lead a horse to water. Cannot make him drink. Well, we've given you what you needed to start your own path.
I mean, if I was a conspirator, if I was a conspiracy theorist and I did have a conspiratorial mindset, you would think that what's going on in India right now would be super interesting, you know, if you're taking into account their vicinity and their general adversarialness to China at this particular moment. But I digress. Yeah, it's sad, man.
Let's see. Scientists have repeatedly said that the genetic sequence of the virus and its similarities to SARS, severe acute respiratory syndrome, prove that the virus is not made in a lab or engineered. That doesn't do anything for me. What scientists? Who? What? Where? And when?
I gave you the name of an actual biologist and told you to look up his claims. You just publishing a mainstream media report saying
publishing the narrative.
Yeah,
just sharing the narrative. We know the narrative. We know the narrative. We're trying to look through the narrative, to read between the lines, and to try to find some semblance of the fucking truth. Because the idea, if you don't think that the government would ever fucking lie to you, you don't think that there's absolutely no possibility that you are being misled for any way, shape, or form.
Right.
It's very naive.
We could point you in the direction of a couple from history, you know, Tuskegee experiments.
Yep. That's the main reason why I won't get a fucking vaccine is the Tuskegee experiment. And not Israel as well as China, governments all over the world love surprise sterilizations. In a paper titled The Proximal Origin of SARS-CoV-2, published in Nature in March, scientists with Scripps Research who studied the genome sequence of the virus concluded that it originated through natural processes. I don't know. Check out gain of function.
I really wish they had Discord so I could see the actual source that they're using to see if it's an opinion piece or
just a paid advertisement.
Yeah.
Paid for by China or the fucking World Health Organization. So National Geographic, an organization around for over a century, is deliberately in cahoots with the government.
National Geographic?
Or are they just...
Nature magazine is National Geographic? Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, he did say published in Nature, but now it's National Geographic. I'm a little bit confused myself. But that's not a science magazine. That is a fucking geography fucking magazine. So I don't really take them as experts, either one. Unless they're talking about the bat DNA that's in the virus.
They're just saying because it shares a genome with SARS, that's proof that that's what it evolved from. Riddle me this: what do you believe, that it was the wet market? Is that where you think it originated? To what is the mainstream narrative these days? Because I don't keep up.
Yeah. So where did it come from, Kush? Did it come from some bitch eating a bat? It just happened in nature, in the middle of a city.
Well, why don't we have?
Coincidentally close as fuck to this fucking lab. I don't believe in coincidence, but please tell me yours. All right, let me find that fucking Elijah Schaffer video because that shit was rough.
Listen, as far as any information goes, we're willing to listen and to read and to.
Did you fucking delete it? This guy deletes a lot of shit. Yeah, it's fucking gone.
It's probably against terms of service on Twitter for some reason. Yeah, we're willing to take into account your information and your sources. I will read them if you join the Discord and post them. I promise I will read them.
National Geographic is not a geography magazine. It's an organization of scientists of all natural disciplines. Yeah, and science is a fucking ideology, and it protects itself, and it only exists to keep, like a government. It only exists to keep itself fucking alive, and there's all sorts of bias, and for various fucking reasons. I just don't. Oh shit! It's in a science magazine. It must be true. That doesn't fucking fly for me.
To correct your,
I'm awfully skeptic.
Just to correct what you claim National Geographic is, National Geographic Society is a global nonprofit organization committed to exploring and protecting our planet. It's a nonprofit. It's not a collection of scientists. The publication itself is not a collection of scientists. It's a publication. Is it a peer-reviewed scientific journal? Is that what you're claiming right now?
He says keep reading. Now science is an ideology. Yes, it is an ideology. It absolutely is. There's so much shit is suppressed, and either this is funded over this out of just bias, out of ignorance, out of whatever fucking reason, because science is absolutely an ideology. That's why we don't have fucking advancements as we should, because old men with old ideas are trying to protect themselves and their fucking legacies and their research and their funding. And if you disagree with science, just like I'm disagreeing with you right now, you get censored, you get burned at the stake like the church used to do, like ideologies do. They stone you, they censor you, they ban you.
Yeah, the people that believe that the earth was heliocentric didn't get treated very well in history.
So this is just a conspiracy channel. How you do not feel? How could you disagree with science being an ideology? There's physicists that share my fucking logic. That if scientists, if peer-reviewed journals, if scientists had more imagination and had more wonder and willing to investigate, had an open mind, that science would be in a far better place. We'd be far more advanced than we are now.
Hey, did you know that on September 9th, 2015, the National Geographic Society announced that it would be reorganizing its media properties and publications into a new company known as National Geographic Partners, which would be majority owned by 21st Century Fox? Did you know that? Did you know that?
Wow. Wow.
Conspiracy.
Do you guys think Trump won in 2020 as well? No, I believe the election was definitely fortified.
Yeah, they fortified the shit out of the election. Joe Biden is our president, though.
Or that the California wildfires were the work of space lasers.
No, it was lasers on dolphins from space. That's what it was.
Huh? If you don't think there's lasers with drones with lasers, you're a little bit naive, because that technology is there. We're putting those lasers on our fucking warplanes currently.
Yeah, there are laser weapons. If you're asking if I believe that they started the forest fires in California, it would be a resounding no. That would be the mismanagement of the actual forest preserves.
That and two, they when they were like, I guess you could say, like, designing or landscaping California, they brought a bunch of foreign species from around the world, and they brought this one plant from Australia, which is like the driest plant in the world and is prone to bursting up in flames. And they planted that shit all over California.
Right, it's like the genius that fucking let loose an Asian carp in the fucking Illinois River.
Yeah.
Now you go fishing with baseball bats in the lake.
I don't know. Like, all that shit seems to be adding up to, like, it just acts of fucking war to me. It's just, I don't know, man. Another one. First it was the beetles eating all our trees. Now it's the fish destroying our fucking waterways. Now shit's falling out the fucking sky. It was lead paint on our fucking children's toys. Like, how many coincidences do you have to fucking see before? Maybe China's trying to fucking get us. Just maybe. Says, why was it fortified? Read the Time magazine piece where they fucking admit that it was a cabal of rich and powerful fucking people that came together to fortify this election, to influence people's minds.
These aren't our words. This is literally the words of Time magazine.
The election was not stolen. It wasn't fortified. Let me try to find that Time magazine thing and give it to this fucking guy.
Yeah, you could post links right in your chat, Red.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. The mainstream narrative, if that's all you follow, you'll never see the shit that we're talking about here. You'll never see it, and it will be a conspiracy because you've never seen it. It's just fucking, it's like,
here it is right here. This title of the article: The Secret History of the Shadow Campaign That Saved the 2020 Election.
Time magazine.
Yeah, he says you were complaining about mainstream media, and now you're sourcing it. Of course, because
what else are you gonna understand and listen to if we don't use the mainstream sources for you?
But still, I look at. I don't have a political party. I don't believe in ideologies or isms. Damn, I can't. Why the fuck can't I fucking paste that link in here? So personally, I take a look at what the left is saying. I take a look at what the right is saying and try to discern for myself. But if the Time magazine is posting out this piece bragging about what the fuck they did, so you use mainstream sources or don't. You can't have it both. What the fuck? Huh? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
What'd they say? What was the last comment?
He says, so do you use mainstream sources or you don't? You can't have both.
No, a source is a source, period. If I used like a hypothetical 2020 was stolen.com, you wouldn't believe it, right? Simple as that. You would not take that as a credible source. But because you're using these sources, these mainstream media sources, what should we use to get you to read it? Because if it's Time magazine, you can read it and you could judge on your own the validity of the source.
You want to bring up the share screen? I got it set so I can't post links in my fucking chat too to ward off these fucking trolls. All right, we got that.
We're not saying don't read or don't, we're not saying don't follow mainstream media. We're saying don't
take it with a grain of fucking salt.
Exactly. Don't base your entire fucking ideology off what the news is telling you. That's what I'm saying. There is way more to this world than fucking news sources.
Let's see where I could find the actual fucking quote where they said they fortified the election. The inside story of the conspiracy to save the 2020 election, based on access to the group's inner workings, never before seen documents, yada, yada, yada. A well-funded cabal of powerful people ranging across industries and ideologies working together behind the scenes to influence perceptions, change rules and laws, steer media coverage, cover the flow of information. They were not rigging the election, they were fortifying it. And they believe the public needs to understand the system's fragility. It's a fucking confession. What you got to say about it, man? Read the fucking article. Please read this whole fucking thing. Now a sort.
Let me see if I can do it.
Says now a source is a source. You need to let it go. Trump lost. There was no widespread voter fraud. Well, we're talking about the fortifying of the election, man. You keep fucking hopscotching to fucking different subjects. Let's finish this one. Do you agree that we're fortified? That your people basically,
fortified.
What do they
fortified. Say? Use fortified. You want to ask about censorship? You're trying to bait us into getting censored as we speak.
a well-funded cabal ranging across industries and ideologies, working together behind the scenes to influence perceptions, to make people's minds up for them, change rules and laws, steer media coverage. Again, there was no widespread. Yeah, definitely probably shouldn't say those words.
Much love from Indiana. Matty Growl checking in the chat. Thanks for stopping in, Matt. Appreciate you.
Welcome, Growler.
I just posted the link. I don't know if it came through as a link, but I just posted it on my Twitch and my YouTube. So if anybody, I think it went through. I'm not sure. If anybody knows how to use the computer and an internet, they can make that work. And
we'll get to the bottom of that too, because those forensic audits are stepping up, and more states are now being forensically audited.
Yeah, I know
so
that.
We'll see.
The Arizona, the Maricopa one is running into a bunch of problems.
It seems like the president doesn't want it to happen, right? It seems like the federal government does not want this audit to take place. Seems acting a lot like a guilty party trying to hide something to me.
But yeah, the point that I was getting to was that there are like 3 other states that are lining up to start their own audits right now. So
yeah, Michigan's one of them. All those states that either changed overnight or changed in the election month after election day. It's very interesting.
I mean, it is what it is at this point. Biden's the president, unless they could prove anything, untoward happened during the process. That's the way it's going to be, and I'm cool with it. I've come to terms with it. Nobody's like still claiming that Trump is the president in some secret fucking mirror White House somewhere.
I never voted for the fucking guy. I give 0 fucks about Trump. You could go back and watch these previous 29 episodes and get a grasp of my opinion.
Funny. It's funny. Just because you talk to me, you get labeled as a right winger when. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, you were a Bernie bro, right, Red?
Yep, I was on stage at a Bernie rally. I was like 6 feet from the fucking guy.
And now you're a far right extremist.
Yep.
Just like that.
The tolerant good guy, so understanding, the peaceful, tolerant good guys.
That's why they
strike again.
If you're not a fucking anarchist or a communist, then you're a fucking far right wing supremacist fascist.
Cousin fucker.
Cousin fucking fascist.
I don't even have cousins. I don't even have siblings. It's a fucking orphan. All just wrong.
It's like Cry More. Well, if you listen to this show, we laugh a whole lot. You don't really see us crying very often. We get pissed a little bit, but we don't cry.
Take it on the chin and laugh it off. Move on.
What's next? That's about the way it goes. Things move so fast here, you know what I mean? Where we're from, we're in Chicago. This is a very fast-paced place to live. If you don't keep up, you get left behind, and that's the simple, long and short of it. You know what I mean? I'm really enjoying the interaction though with the chat today. Come on, keep it coming, guys. I want to address some takes that I don't see as very good. And it doesn't even sound like the guy in your chat, Red. It doesn't sound like they're that far off. They just sound like they want to think that we're fucking throwing around conspiracies.
Have their entire mind made up of who we are, where, what we're all about, based off of a few minutes of hearing us speak. They know. It seems awfully fucking prejudiced to me. Yes. No, we're not an individual. We just lumped in a group after fucking 5 minutes.
That's the way it goes. Get in your box and be happy about it.
Yes, the party of boxes and cages and showers, surprise sterilizations.
And a lot of people from other countries too. I've noticed that over the last couple of weeks following Twitch politics and getting a little bit more involved with YouTube. It's like people in other countries are so concerned with what's going on in our country and our politics, but they don't understand like the underlying principle of America is if you demand that I do something, the immediate first gut reaction is always fuck you. You know what I mean? That's something that's as pretty close to an American ideal as you can get.
We are the evolved super people that the rest of the world is trying to be. But not for long. Not for long. Sooner or later.
Not when we're portraying such strength.
Yeah, such strength.
You know, windy days and all, walking upstairs, super strong. Could you imagine a world where a president falls down walking upstairs and they blame it on the wind and that's acceptable?
Yeah, totally makes sense. The wind blows me over all the time.
I think on the weather forecast that day it was like 15 mile an hour winds.
Climate change. It's fucking climate change.
If you don't want to see your president fall upstairs anymore, you better buy into Green fucking New Deal.
Yeah, the Green New Deal. Climate change almost killed him.
The first verifiable death by climate change in America is the president falling upstairs. What a world. Kamala's hiding behind a tree 100 yards away, just like, come on. Where are those turbines? Turn them on. Oh, man. Assuming that Joe Biden doesn't time out over the next 4 years, his picking Kamala Harris was probably an ingenious idea because absolutely nobody wants her as president. So they will not invoke the 25th, even if he doesn't know where the fuck he's at, because that would mean Kamala would become president. You know what I mean? Just
like Orange Man and Pence. Like, as much as I didn't like fucking Trump, I was absolutely terrified of a president Mike fucking Pence.
Right? I think a lot of people just miss that point of what the president is in this time. You know what I mean?
Oh, shit. Pro-Israel, pro-Palestine crowds clashing in New York. It's spreading.
Yeah, I could imagine. This isn't little potatoes anymore. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. When you fire 150 rockets in one day, it's definitely stepping up the violence side.
Oh, fuck! All right, back to Twitter. Rand Paul is fucking posting some receipts right now.
Fauci?
Yes, some Fauci receipts.
I hope the person in your Twitch.
Yeah, I hope he's still here too. Yeah, I hope he's still here as well. All right, gotta love Poso, man.
Netanyahu says that we are in the midst of a serious operation.
Shit, there's always a serious fucking operation going on, overt or covert. Yeah, this has been our lives.
And people want us to pull out of fucking the Middle East completely. It's like, you do realize that what was it? The 7 days war? The master of the preemptive strike that is Israel? Like, you do realize that that's a lot of places are going to blow up if that happens. At some point, I'd like to get back into the Afghan pullout too, because there's a lot of shit going on right now in that. Ooh, yeah, CNN just showed the building go down.
Yeah, that's fucking rough, man. There's fucking people in there, man. There's fucking people in there.
For sure.
It's fucked. That's fucked. That's the one I did not like. It's the worst fucking one. Shame. Shame on all of you motherfuckers.
Gross says, don't mess with the Zohan.
The Zohan's fucking himself up right now. I'm ready to share.
All right, I'm kicking over to you we're good to go.
So from 2014 to July 13th, 2020, NIAID sent 3.75 million to Eco Health Alliance to study bat coronavirus emergence. EHA then sent 600K of that to the Wuhan lab.
Ooh.
It's juicy, isn't it?
Ooh, charge of sending taxpayer money to a Wuhan virology lab.
Hashtag Fauci lied. Hashtag lock him the fuck up. Hashtag.
3.7 million. A grant from the United States government.
Next page.
To study bat coronavirus emergence in 2014, mind you. How would you imagine that they would be studying and understanding the risk of bat coronavirus emergence? How would you imagine that would happen in actual practice? Maybe by handling bat coronaviruses in a lab?
Nah.
Maybe even by altering those coronaviruses, i.e. gain of function research to make them more contractable to study the effects. Would that seem totally out in the left field to a scientific mind? I'm not sure. I mean, I just play one on Twitch.
Oh, and here we have the Wuhan Institute. It's right fucking there for you.
The Wuhan Institute of Virology, Chinese Academy of Sciences. Does that say GAP or CAP?
Let me look on another page.
It says conduct high quality testing, sequencing, and analysis of field samples. So if they have the sequencing of this said coronavirus, do you understand what that means? I'm talking to the viewers out there.
Oh, we just lost a couple. I just lost two.
Up receipts.
Yep.
Tends to turn people off.
Don't look.
Right?
Earmuffs.
Covering your eyes and la 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 la. So it seems to me that $600,000 of American taxpayer money was sent to a Wuhan lab to experiment on bat coronaviruses in 2014. That's what I got out of this. Am I close to home plate here, guys, in the chat? Tell me what you got out of these receipts.
Yeah. What does the chat think of the chats think of these receipts here? Think we'll see Fauci behind bars for this? I mean, This is just another example of where the fuck is Birdwatch? Where the fuck are these fact checkers? Because this shit's been out here. And I mean, not only should Fauci and a lot of people be getting fact checked, should be apologies given out to a lot of people as well.
We need F's in the chat for Fauci lied. F in the chat all day. I'm even going to come over to your chat and throw an F up there for you, Red.
I just put one in my own chat. Yep.
Fail. I like receipts. I like seeing sources.
Yeah. Nah. It's hard. It's hard finding sources and having facts and, challenging the narrative. But
the funny thing about challenging the narrative, if it holds up to scrutiny, then it's generally the truth, isn't it?
Oh, isn't that how science works? Like the whole scientific method? If it's repeatedly proven, it must be true.
Another thing.
Seems like people don't science much as they claim to.
Yeah. Wouldn't this affect your trust the science ideology here if this was proven to be exactly true and exactly the case on what happened? Trust the science. Trusting the science may have led to this pandemic, guys. Just so you know. DJ Clapcheeks on Twitter says hi. Sure, go ahead, man. This is an open forum. You could ask anything you want, and we'll try to answer it. Try, for the most part. May I ask question pertaining to the political party, or is the stream set to a specific topic? No, we already basically ran through all the topics that we had covered today, so now we're just bullshitting, and we're going to be interacting with the chat.
Yeah, no, just current events in general, you know, a little bit of our lives, the shit that matters to us.
The only rules in this chat are TOS, the rules of the actual platform. So as long as you don't break TOS, you're allowed to be here, and we will not block you. We won't time you out. We won't block you. We won't do any of that shit. Just don't break the actual terms of service, and we're fine. Can you outline to me the difference in beliefs, ideologies with the old Republican Party and the modern day one, as well as what each stand for? Also, what time frame are you using to define both? Well, that's a pretty a deep question there. I mean, obviously the old Republican Party, the old guard, would be people like Cheney, like Romney, like McConnell, the old guard, the Republican elitist class.
The big business,
yeah.
The old big business.
Can you outline to me like the differences in beliefs, ideologies of the old Republican Party?
I mean, honestly, the old Republican Party, it's not too different from what you're fucking seeing now. It's big business, lower taxes, but at the same time, still globalists, still fucking.
I mean, to be on the right in general, you have to believe that the individual should be set above the community. If you're on the left, you believe that the community should be set above the individual in general.
Yeah, which I completely hate that line of thinking, because the community could be doing well, but everybody in the community probably isn't doing well. But if each individual is doing great, doing okay, doing well, then the community as a whole is thus lifted.
You're more speaking of the beginnings. Oh, the beginnings of the Republican Party. I mean, you could just break it down into the base of the word of the party, the Republican Party. It believed that a Republican, the republic form of government, being a representational form of democracy, was the best route forward for our country. The Democrat Party, they believe that straight democracy was the best route forward as far as government styles.
Mm-hmm.
And that's changed, that they've both interwoven along the way. All along the way they've changed and morphed, and you can see that right now with the Republican Party. If you think that the party's never changed along the way, you could see it happening right now as we speak with the Republican Party changing, as well as the Democratic Party moving more progressive, more socialism. You know what I mean?
Which is just dressed up communism.
It could be. I know a lot of socialists are really like ANCAPs or straight communists, and that's what they see is like the road to getting what they want, is claiming sock them, socialist Democrat, until they vote themselves into power, and then they're planning on switching it to like an ANCAP system, which is totally fucking nuts. The Republican Party now, man, they're way too concerned with just holding the line. That saying itself is like a mantra of the Republican Party right now. Hold the line, but that doesn't win you any battles at all. You have to push forward if you want to make up ground. We've been conceding ground in this modern culture war. Okay, cool. Well, I'm doing a really big project on the evolution of the Republican Party. Yeah, I mean, it has plenty of evolution to be documented. Yeah, you're gonna have to go back and to the founding of the actual Republican Party and who the figureheads were back then and what they espoused, because if they're the mouth of that party, then obviously what they are saying is what their party believes in. It's going to get real interesting around between the 30s and the 60s.
Mm-hmm. But then once you get to current day as well, when they take their fucking masks off and you can see the uniparty for all its fucking glory.
I think there's a big, huge misconception right now where the Republicans, the actual Republican Party, is they're erroneously believing that the populist base that Trump put together is the base of the Republican Party, and it's not. It just simply is not their base anymore. And I think,
well, I mean, I don't think it was either, though. I don't think it was. He created something, definitely. Yep. He brought a lot more people in than were fucking Republicans.
Who was the lady who abused her daughter? Connolly? That was horrible. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
You're talking about Dick Cheney?
You're talking about Kellyanne Conway. That family is that family has plenty of issues, the way it seems. Just the way that their whole family is in the public eye, you know what I mean? They're the mom of the family is whatever, a trusted confidant of the president, and the dad of the family started the Lincoln Project, which is directly opposed to the presidential fucking policies, you know what I mean? Just the way that
except for the pedo part.
Yeah.
Except for the pedo part. The Biden does allow pedos to prosper and flourish under his administrations.
Yeah, it's just the simple fact of how they lived in the public eye, being a political family. It was really weird. There's issues there that go well beyond what you see on TikTok. You got to remember, man, TikTok is not real life. Twitter is not the real world. Twitch isn't even the real world, man. You got to go out and talk to people if you want to figure out what people are really thinking these days.
Pro-Palestinian march in Washington, D.C. They're walking a fake tank down the street.
The daughter was documenting, and her mom found out, and her dad made her record a video about she was happy and in a good living situation, like what you would see in a hostage situation.
And what you see coming out of China.
Right? That's Hollywood, baby. That's how Hollywood works. They're celebrities. They're not political personalities. None of that's real. I don't put any actual fucking credit into any member of that family, to tell you the truth. Not even the daughter. I don't believe anything that any of them say, including the daughter. Yeah, I'd imagine that there'd be Palestinian and Israeli marches all over this fucking country coming up, you know? What, like a PR stunt? Yeah, I'm sure PR stunts weigh heavily into anything you hear from the Conway family. Why else would they be relevant right now? You know what I mean? There is no relevance to any of them. Where are we at now? Americans fully vaccinated at 35.1%. That means 35% of the population has received both doses. That's looking good. 70%, here we come.
Yeah, so much for 13 days just to flatten the curve, you know?
Oh my God. I don't even want to get started on that bullshit. How many series of 15 days have we gone through now? We're on our 141st fucking 15 days period. I'm not good at math, obviously.
What is this? NIH.gov.
Also, are we just going to continuously count these deaths from COVID? There isn't going to be a season. There isn't going to be like a 1-year period that we could look at and compare and contrast. It's just going to be like from the beginning till the end. I'm just going to rack them all up with no nuance, no context, no underlying conditions, no comorbidities, none of that.
No, none of that. As well as the flu and fucking cancer. Is it ever going to come back? Are people ever going to be allowed to go get their fucking cancer treatments again?
That's a good question, man. I know personally some people that can't even make a point. Go ahead.
You got CNN on? Fauci defends NIH fucking research fucking grants.
Oh, so
apparently Rand Paul was grilling his ass. Yeah, Rand Paul was getting his ass right there. Where the fuck is that at? We gotta see what's going on C-SPAN right now. Is that shit live?
Hmm.
6 hours ago, exchange between Senator Rand Paul and Dr. Anthony Fauci. It's on YouTube. You can fucking put that up if you want. I would like to hear some of that. I would like to see some charges filed against this lying sack of shit as well. They could read his children's book. It's go on C-SPAN YouTube. Yep. See what this fuck's got to say. Well, everybody's leaving my chat now. Nobody wants to see it. Can't see it. Can't hear it. Must not see any threats to the narrative. Fucking counting the vaccines administered. What about that bitch that got 6 shots? Are all 6 of those up there? Oh, you got the whole thing? I cannot hear it. If there's any audio yet. There. Yeah, I can't hear nothing.
Instead, Dr. Fauci, we don't know whether the pandemic started in a lab in Wuhan or evolved naturally, but we should want to know. 3 million people have died from this pandemic, and that should cause us to explore all possibilities. Instead, government authorities, self-interested in continuing gain-of-function research, say there's nothing to see here. Gain-of-function research, as you know, is juicing up naturally occurring animal viruses to infect humans. To arrive at the truth, the U.S. government should admit that the Wuhan Virology Institute is experimenting to enhance the coronavirus's ability to infect humans. Juicing up super viruses is not new. Scientists in the U.S. have long known how to mutate animal viruses to infect humans. For years, Dr. Ralph Baric, a virologist in the U.S., has been collaborating with Dr. Shi Zhengli of the Wuhan Virology Institute, sharing his discoveries about how to create super viruses. This gain-of-function research has been funded by the NIH. The collaboration between the U.S. and the Wuhan Virology Institute continues. Doctors Baric and Shi work together to insert bat virus spike protein into the backbone of the deadly SARS virus, and then use this man-made supervirus to infect human airway cells. Think about that for a moment. The SARS virus had a 15% mortality. We're fighting a pandemic that has about a 1% mortality. Can you imagine if a SARS virus that's been juiced up and had viral proteins added to it, to the spike protein, if that were released accidentally? Dr. Fauci, do you still support funding of the NIH funding of the lab in Wuhan?
Senator Paul, with all due respect, you are entirely and completely incorrect that the NIH has not ever and does not now fund gain of function research in the Wuhan Institute
Do they
of
fund Dr.
Virology.
Barrick?
We do not fund
Do you fund
gain.
Dr. Barrick's gain of function research?
Dr. Barrett does not doing gain of function research, and if it is, it's according to the guidelines, and it is being conducted in North
What? What the
Carolina,
fuck?
You
not-
don't think
What the
inserting a
fuck?
Bat virus spike.
So Fauci says they're not doing it, but if they were,
What the fuck? What
Is-
the fuck, man?
that's just like the OJ book. Like
Oh my God.
I didn't
Yeah.
murder those people,
But if
but
I
if
did,
I did,
oh my God.
Protein that he got from the Wuhan Institute into the SARS virus is gain of function.
That
You
is
would be
not
in the minority because at least 200 scientists have signed a statement from the Cambridge
Yeah.
Working Group saying that it is gain of function.
well, it is not. And if you look at the grant and you look at the progress reports, it is not gain of function, despite the fact that people tweet that.
So
They
do
write
you still
about it.
support sending money to the Wuhan Virology Institute?
We do not send money now to the Wuhan
Do you
virology.
support sending money? We did under your tutelage. We were sending it through EcoHealth. It was a sub-agency and a sub-grant. Do you support the money from NIH that was going to the Wuhan Institute?
Let me explain to you why that was done. The SARS-CoV-1 originated in bats in China. It would have been irresponsible of us if we did not investigate the bat viruses and the serology to see who might have been
Or
infected.
perhaps it would be
in China.
irresponsible to
Trying
send
to
it to
make
the
Batman.
Chinese
God damn it,
government
don't
that
you
we may not
understand?
be able to trust with this knowledge and with this incredibly dangerous viruses. Government scientists like yourself who favor gain of function research.
I don't favor gain of
maintain
function
that
research
the
in China.
disease
You are
arose
saying things
naturally.
that are not correct.
Government defenders of gain of function, such as
Rand
yourself,
Paul does not give a fuck. He
say
just
that
keeps rolling. I
COVID-19
love it.
Mutations were random and not designed by man. But
Still wishes he
interestingly,
was
the
his fucking
technique
dead,
Dr.
though.
Barrick developed forces mutations by serial passage through cell culture that the mutations appear to be natural. In fact, Dr. Barrick named the technique the no-see-em technique because the mutations appear naturally. Nicholas Baker of
The
New York
no-see-em.
Magazine said nobody would know if the virus had been fabricated in a laboratory or grown in nature. Government authorities in the U.S., including yourself, unequivocally deny that COVID-19 could have escaped a lab. But even Dr. Shi in Wuhan wasn't so sure. According to Nicholas Baker, Dr. Shi wondered, could this new virus have come from her own laboratory? She checked her records frantically and found no matches. That really took a load off my mind, she said. I had not slept for days. The director of the gain of function research in Wuhan couldn't sleep because she was terrified that it might be in her lab.
ruh-roh.
Dr. Barrick, an advocate of gain of function research, admits the main problem that the Institute of Virology has is the outbreak occurred in close proximity. What are the odds? Barrick responded, could you
What are
rule
the
out
odds?
laboratory escape? The answer in this case is probably not. Will you, in front of this group, categorically say that the COVID-19 could not have occurred through serial passage in a laboratory?
I do not have any accounting of what the Chinese may have done, and I'm fully in favor of any further investigation of what went on in China. However, I will repeat again, the NIH and NIAID categorically has not funded gain of function research to be conducted in the Wuhan Institute of
You
Virology.
support it in the U.S. We have 11 labs doing it, and you have allowed it here. We have a committee to do it, but the committee has granted every exemption. You're fooling with Mother Nature here. You're allowing super viruses to be created with a 15% mortality. It's very dangerous. I think it was a huge mistake to share this with China, and it's a huge mistake to allow this to continue in the United States. And we should be very careful to investigate where this virus came from.
I fully agree that you should investigate where the virus came from. But again, we have not funded gain of function research on this virus in the Wuhan.
The fourth time he's said the lie?
No matter how
Parsing
many
big
times
lie.
you say
Yeah,
it.
they're arguing over definitions.
Research done with Dr. Shi and Dr. Barrett.
He's
They
not
have
refuting
collaborated
that
on
these things
gain-of-function
happened.
research
He's just
where they
saying that
enhanced
those
the
things are
SARS
not
virus
gain of
to
function.
infect human airway
Enhancing
cells, and they
a
did it
virus.
by merging a new spike protein on it. That is gain of function. That was joint research between the Wuhan Institute and Dr. Barrett. You can't deny it.
Senator Paul, your time has expired. Dr. Fauci, I will let you respond to that when we need to move on.
Excuse me.
I will allow you to respond to that.
I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to say, I don't know how many times I can say it, Madam Chair. We did not fund gain-of-function research to be conducted in the Wuhan Institute of Virology.
Thank you. Senator Smith.
We just sent them a shit ton of money.
Yeah. We just sent them $600,000 to investigate and sequence the actual viruses. And then this guy on his own was passing it through airway cells. Matt Grau says, my cancer center at the University of Chicago has been running as normal for months now.
Good.
Very good. Sharon's here weighs in with the hashtag arrest Fauci. Couldn't
Damn
agree
straight.
more. That's not gain of function. Oh, so injecting spike proteins into a virus is not gain of function? No, it's not. So, but they did that. I can't say. I'm not sure about what happened in Wuhan. We just sent them money.
Yep, just send them a check.
Oh, I wish that person was still in your chat because it was about fucking 30 seconds too late.
Yep. Oh, well.
You like how he says that he cannot say that it did not come from that lab. He said that pretty clearly, that he can't comment on anything that happened in China or how they did anything. So
we just funded it. We don't know what the fuck they did. We just funded it.
It didn't say on the memo line gain of function. That's what Fauci just said. We sent them $600,000 for this thing. We can't be sure that they didn't do that thing. But that thing shouldn't be defined as gain of function research. That's what he argued. The definition. Yeah, he says he did not while shaking his head yes. Fucking Fauci. If anybody saw him throw out the first pitch, you know he can't be trusted. Anybody that fucking throws a baseball 45 feet away from their intended destination of the ball cannot be trusted. That's just a simple man's viewpoint. So what's up? Anybody else out there got anything they want us to talk about? Anything you want to bring up? Anything you want to shit post about? I want to laugh a little bit. And lefty ideas are pretty funny. So hit me with them. What else is happening? The are they releasing that body cam footage from North Carolina now? Did they did the government change their mind and say fuck a fair trial? Let's just release it.
I don't know. I know everybody's kind of pissed that they're only going to use 18 minutes of it in the trial.
Man, it's so fucked up. Everything is so fucked up. What do you think about the idea that they're trying to defund the police and erode our confidence in policing so that they could move in a federal force of some sort?
Oh, it sounds like the globalist fucking government to me. Of course, that's what they want. They want their not so secret police.
Yeah.
It's fucking frightening, man. It's how it starts. It's how it's always started. It's how it's starting again.
Gross says that you're also cordially invited to his 4th of July party at the new house.
I sort of figured that. I didn't know I needed an invite, but okay, thank you. When you mentioned it, I just sort of figured that I was, invited.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if you talked to him since then, or since he planned it out, or whatever. Yeah, man.
Yeah, the federal police force. I mean, they've already got the tanks and shit.
Yeah, but what would it look like? Would it look like DC? Would they just put fences up and then guard, structures,
probably.
or would they actually police?
It's gonna probably look like the fucking military in the fucking street, one on every fucking street corner, checkpoints.
Yeah, that's kind of the way I see it too.
They probably won't be carrying fucking semi-automatic pistols either. Probably be something much bigger.
It'll be those crew manned machine guns that Pelosi requested.
Did you see that knife fight that was going around Twitter over the weekend? It's like a sword fight in fucking the UK.
What? No.
some guy with a sword versus a man with a machete.
Was it like a duel?
More or less. I mean, neither one of them had a background in fencing, you could tell. But one guy had a pretty good chop on his neck.
Oh, no shit.
Oh yeah, they were trying. They were definitely trying to fucking cut each other.
That's wild. Pretty sure we can't show that.
As Nancy Pelosi would say, people are going to do what people are going to do. You give a motherfucker a chopstick, and a chopstick is a deadly weapon to a motivated individual.
Exactly. No guns are illegal.
Yeah, I mean, you take away the guns and the weapons, the next school or office fucking killing will just be pens, And then you're gonna have to ban the pens and the pencils, right? And then they're just gonna start beating people over the head with their tablets. And then we're all just gonna have to stay home.
Nobody saw the rise in knife crime and vehicle crime, like running people over with cars when they started banning guns everywhere. I'm pretty sure the knife violence statistic in the UK is pretty unbelievable, but that might just be my layman's understanding.
We've got the solution for that, man. Just put ankle bracelets on all cookware, so that if a knife steps anywhere outside the kitchen, the authorities are alerted.
You have to register your culinary fucking
only 2 knives per home, or 1 knife per home, and they must be tracked and shipped.
We need a federal registry of all bladed objects.
Screwdrivers are next.
Like
you have an unregistered screwdriver, sir. What are you doing with this?
Where does it stop? Like, what's the final destination here? You know what I mean?
Full-blown communism, people imprisoned in their fucking homes. So the free-range slaves losing much of their range.
Do people generally really think that gun control measures are gonna talk criminals into not having guns anymore? Like, they're already illegally owning guns right now. What part of any new policy is gonna fix that issue?
It's all just feel good stuff. It makes me feel good to know that we banned guns. It just sounds so nice, when in reality you're doing nothing but creating victims.
For the record, the NRA membership amongst mass shooters, that percentage is not very high. I'm not sure what people think it is, but it's much lower than whatever you think it is. That kind of brings up the NRA story in New York. Apparently, a New York judge says, no, you cannot file bankruptcy in New York. It's a win for New York, because now they're forced to keep their taxes in New York.
Mayor of Lod, Israel, says that we've lost control of the city. Civil war is now on. Israel is ordering border battalions to move from the West Bank into Lod.
Whoa.
It's not getting better.
Whoa. If a mayor says that civil war has commenced. Whoa.
Yeah. Yep. And where's the fucking president, man? Where's our president at? Fucking worried about pronouns. Worried about getting people off of fucking unemployment into unsuitable jobs to make himself look better. Where's all powerful fucking Kamala? Where are these people?
The kitchen aid killer. Is that a real person? Is that a real thing? I don't put it past humanity these days. I'm sure there are many ways that people have been murdered.
It doesn't just stop there, then shows like Forged in Fire and shit like that's all going to be banned material because you're basically 3D printing knives. You'll not be able to buy any steel, any stock steel. It'll, only the military should be able to have steel. The fuck out of here.
Civil war in Israel. I wonder if the power that's being portrayed across the country of our government has anything to do with this. I wonder if the Abraham Accords are still going to hold up now. I wonder if those countries that signed on with Israel are going to honor what they signed. Everybody says that it was just symbolic. I guess we'll see soon, huh?
I wonder how long is it going to take for the president to at least acknowledge what the fuck is happening there, Tell these motherfuckers to stop killing each other, anything. At least, hey, can we use that when you guys kill yourselves? Can we have the Iron Dome? Like something.
Oh, I'm sure we have something.
I'm sure. I'm sure as well too. At least I fucking hope so.
Right?
Hopefully we didn't outsource it to fucking China.
Right. Hopefully the quick changes in administrations,
I've always,
policies only lasting 4 or 8 years. I hope that wasn't so short of a time that they weren't able to establish this.
I've always been of the believing that if America was either invaded or fucking hit by some fucking rockets or missiles, it's because it was allowed to happen, that somebody turned off a switch. You know what I'm saying? Somebody was asleep on the fucking job, whether willingly or unwillingly.
Yeah.
There's no way that we're not at least 25 years more advanced than what you can fucking imagine.
Right. I was in general just more concerned about like the state of disrepair. You know what I mean? Is this shit going to work when we need it to work, kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not even concerned with that now with all the fucking military spending they just fucking put through over the last 5 years. Like our shit's top of the line right now. Yeah, it seems like shit merging with the fan has commenced. This is actually a surprise to me too, because I expected it to be Afghanistan first, where shit started to pop off. Being actually in Israel is a much scarier scenario. Like much scarier scenario. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Israel used this as context for what did I say earlier? The preemptive strike champions of the world.
Mm-hmm.
They don't wait for people to do shit usually. They just stop it from happening. You know what I mean? The 7 Days War is a perfect example.
Yeah, it's gonna get ugly for those people out there. It's just like, the Civil War advocates over here. Like, go ahead and throw your rocks at the tanks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go right the fuck ahead, man. It ain't gonna end well. They are not gonna stop, and they are not gonna have fucking mercy. There is a way. There's a right way and a wrong way, and we are definitely seeing the wrong fucking way right now.
Yeah. People like anarcho-doomerism talking about, oh great, the inflation's going to collapse the American economy. This is exactly what I voted for. That kind of shit is un-American. I don't even think that is an American citizen typing those things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
How could you root for your own culture to fucking implode?
Everybody wants to live in exciting times until times are exciting. It's like I told him, the side that can't change tires and gets emotionally triggered over everything is really gonna win that fight. You're fucking outrageous, When the shit finally does hit the fan, they're gonna be in fucking utter despair. The same side that fucking asked for it, that begged for it, that ushered it in, won't know how to live, won't know how to fucking survive.
And invariably, the shit always hits the fan.
And they'll be the first ones at each other's fucking throats, killing themselves over scraps.
Yeah. The people that they consider the righties, the inbreds, are quietly making their own preparations. You know what I mean? I was talking to my girlfriend the other day, and I was telling her, like, my general concern is if the system can't support itself anymore. You know what I mean? If this culture war got to such a spot where, like, the police fail to keep policing, you know what I'm saying? If there are no police in these areas with high crime already, shit's just gonna go through the fucking roof. If the breakdown of our society happens in that way, you know what I mean? The overseers, so to speak, are taken away. Like, that's what I'm worried about. The inmates being in control of the asylum is what I'm worried about. You know what I mean? I think that's a pretty apt fucking comparison.
It's not far off.
Right? Anybody with eyes to see, because
there's a Chaz-like area in most major cities. Place where not even the cops want to go. They're already there, waiting to spread. And actually, they are fucking spreading, Before it used to be one bad neighborhood in a city, and now it seems it's the whole city and spreading into the suburbs.
That's how it goes. Nice. Ricky the Great has been helping set up the Discord. He added a bot where you have to interact with the rules with a thumbs up to gain access to the rest of the server.
Better than a Russian.
Hell yeah. That's awesome, bro. I'm so not good at the technology. You know what I mean? The technology aspect of the way this world is going. I might as well be a boomer.
Where is Joe Biden? Well, with this fucking Israeli civil war going on, fucking 150 fucking rockets. Where's the president?
Sleeping, I'd imagine. What time is it? Well, it's 5:50 here. So what's that in DC? An hour ahead? 7 o'clock? Yeah, he's been sleeping. Ben sleep. He don't even know there's a fucking civil war going on in Israel right now. I don't want to, get too far ahead of it and just claim it's a civil war. You know what I mean? But a mayor saying that it's shit is on is a pretty good indicator.
That don't seem too civil either. It's pretty fucked, man. Massive riots in a different city. fire everywhere. It's like the whole fucking city's on fire. Collins Way. Fucking craters in the street. It's fucking nuts. Oh, man.
Shit's gonna get real. I think we're gonna have to do another episode. What day is today? Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll probably have to do another one on Thursday. Talk about some shit that's happening. I'm gonna be tuned into this.
It seems like switching up the streaming categories definitely brought us in some trolls. I got some trolls. You got some trolls.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Bring them out. Bring them out. We're
Right.
here for it.
I like interacting with trolls. It's more fun because then especially that because we're doing it on StreamYard, so I could literally put their comment on blast on the stream. You know what I mean? Like, you said this shit. You said it. Interacting with trolls is definitely it definitely makes it more entertaining.
Yeah, get them over to our Discord.
Right.
Bring the heat.
I'm gonna post the Discord again in the. Oh no, actually, I gotta go find it. That's the Time Magazine article. Still, fortification article. You know,
the election wasn't fortified. Oh yeah. Huh. So yeah, what you were talking about earlier, why is this shit not banned on Twitter? We got a post of the leader of Hamas celebrating the bombing of Tel Aviv. Celebrating the bombing of the oil pipeline facility.
Wow. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, that's
rules for thee.
Equal enforcement, right? It sounds like it, don't it? All right, I'm going to come over to yours, Red, and I'll post the link to the Discord there as well on your Twitch for anybody that may see this. The Discord link has been posted on both Twitch platforms and YouTube. I'm not sure if it'll go through on YouTube. I know they have some link software to block links for the most part. But that's going to be the gathering space, the meeting ground. It's called the Public Square, and the only real rules are TOS, man. Just don't break terms of service on whatever platform. On Discord, if we're streaming on Twitch, then don't break terms of service on Twitch. If we're streaming on YouTube, don't break terms of service on YouTube. And everybody's opinion can be shared there. That's the way we want to do it.
How vile and ugly and hateful you left-wingers want to be.
Yeah, I mean, just like any other platform, everybody has their own ability to block people personally. It's not going to be from us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we ain't hiding from you uglies.
Right on, Sharon. She said, "It is here, Blizz. It worked earlier, and I joined." Right.
Appreciate
on, Sharon.
you.
Welcome to the Public Square. I've been spending a lot of time lately on Twitch in the politics section on Twitch, so getting a good idea of what where the representation is. The Republican side, the conservative side is very, very low on the representation scale. So if anybody out there is actually a member of the politics community on Twitch, I'm sure you'll see me in and out of chats and debate panels and stuff like that. I'm actually considering going on debate panels to talk to actual lefties that have established ideas. You know what I mean? That have sources, have statistics, have actual studies, and believe in something because it's borne out in statistics. You know what I mean? I enjoy having those conversations. So, but we're going to be trying to do this always, like we've always said all along the way. We're going to be trying to do this more regularly. I think we're basically settled on like 2 days a week. rotating days. Obviously, it's hard to set down a real schedule. Life.
We wanted to jump on yesterday, but I was in the middle of setting my pool up, and then I grilled afterwards. Life gets in the way sometimes.
Yeah. You gotta. Sometimes people are too concerned with, the whole making a living part to actually enjoy the living part. So, like I said, we're gonna be shooting for like 2 days a week. We're gonna be popping in and out of other people's streams and other people's channels and debate panels and stuff like that. So, just overall, gonna get more involved in the online Twitch politics community as a whole.
I've downloaded the Discord app on my phone, so it's always near me. I check it out every fucking couple hours. I've been posting memes the last couple days, just so there's some content there.
Yeah, the Discord is going to be our meeting ground. I also check it, throughout the day, all day long. So if you have any ideas, if you have any suggestions, recommendations, questions, anything, if you want to interact with us in any way, join the Discord, throw up some messages in the general chat, and we'll be there. Other than that, what do you think, Red? You think we've been going long enough? You want to call it one there?
I could call it for sure.
Pay attention, though, guys. It seems like there's a lot of stuff going on right now. Don't be caught unawares. Yep.
If your car has less than half a tank, go and fill that shit up. Maybe check out a meme stonk just for fun.
Yeah.
And for the love of humanity, Israel and Palestine, grow the fuck up.
For real. It's like the size of what? Fucking Rhode Island?
Jesus Christ.
We don't need this right now. Shit is already on slippery footing. We don't need that section of the world to fucking start up, man. We really don't. There's the heavy wrenches being thrown in geopolitics today. Shit's crazy. All right, guys. On that note, we are out. We appreciate you guys stopping in, checking in, saying what's up, engaging with us. That's what this is all about. We enjoy it more than we can express.
Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Just catch you guys as soon as we can, as soon as we got something funny and it ain't all rage.
Shouldn't be long. And with that, we're out.
Stay safe, stay positive.
Drop